Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Turn me up a lot. You know what really grinds my gears? I hate when people text me, hey, or yo, and then nothing else. All right. Y'all claiming to watch the party die. Please don't offend me. The same ones calling for his death were attendees. I don't need your perspective. I saw you with a bottle. You driving culture forward? Here's a pothole. This is for the apostles. The ones Pharisees labeled not so. The rebels who endeavor to let rock roll. What is affirmation? Cause when I'm on the stage and the light is in my way, can't even see your faces. I live in America. Everything's racist. God give me patience. I'm trying to build a spaceship. Wanna buy land for my babies and their grannies. But it's a slow build, like 7 minutes of fancy. I'm not a fan of your branding. It voids your statements. Your truth is curated. It's all presentation. I hate it. I'm not quite sure if you're trying to prove a point. Should probably take a missions trip to Detroit. Cause them African believers, they don't need it. They can cast out a couple of them demons you in deep with. You don't want to see God's glory, you want a photo op. You don't even know where you going, you just want to ride. I see a lot of people losing their faith, and these platforms posting up clips for engagement. I hope you praying as much as you speaking, and you get the same grace you extend when you need it. I be talking to believers that tend to get selective, cherry picking blessings based on what impresses them. This road is narrow, and plenty ways to travel. What you call freedom, for many is a battle. I be getting at y'all, but I ain't tripping at all. Your favorites really can't rap, there's nothing else to add on. Being empathetic can be a headache. I'm trying to discern my burdens from dead weight and keep my head straight.
And we're gonna set you up on the big man's shoulders, and then I'm coming off the top, and we're gonna watch you do a 360 flip. Think about it. Good for us, but bad for you.
Yo, what up though? What up? Hold on. Why am I always from the side, yo? Hold on. This my chair is mad heavy. What's up, y'all? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Wake Up Today. Trying to go a little different this time, trying something on different platforms. I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube. Let me look and see what I look like on Instagram. What I look like. I don't know what I look like on here. There we go. Yeah. So I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Do I have an echo? Let me make sure, because sometimes this joint like, let me know if I got an echo. Otherwise, I'm going to clip all this stuff and just be on YouTube. What's going on, sir? How you doing? Okay, cool. No echo. Well, praise the Lord. Okay, I think we got it. So, if you missed us last night, we talked about the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. Shared, just my recap of the night, why I thought that it wasn't rigged, like some people are saying. I'm talking to a couple people in my DMs right now, like, it was rigged. Like, there's a difference between somebody doing something to make money and something being rigged. There's a difference, or a money grab, I should say. There's a difference between somebody trying to make money and a money grab. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Again, like I'm trying to think. I don't necessarily believe that like the Mike Tyson, like it was really just great storytelling. Like it wasn't rigged. We should have known that a 58-year-old man who just had a health scare 8 months prior, and they had to reschedule the fight, would later down the line, like not be able to fight a 27-year-old guy who's kind of in shape. You know what I'm saying? Do I think that they like took it easy on each other? Sure. I'm not against that. I'm not opposed to that. But when I think rigged, I think of like wrestling. I think of, and then you're gonna throw a punch here, and then after you throw a punch here, I'm gonna move, and then we're gonna slide and do that. Like I'm thinking of like choreography. You know what I'm saying? Like wrestling is choreographed. It's predetermined. It's not fake. It's predetermined. It's planned out. Do I think that there were some like rules in place? Sure. But do I think it was like this, well thought out? Like, nah, I don't think so. I'm good, man. I love it when people ask how I'm doing. I've been better. I ain't gonna hold you. I talked about that a little more last night's stream. I've been better. But I got a lot of things going on, and I've got a plan in place to get out of my rut. So I will be better, for sure. So today, let me tell y'all real quick before we get into, today and stuff and things and all that, right? Essentially, I'm trying to get back into like more, I'm trying to get it back into like streaming more. I'm working on some stuff, and I gotta like get this right. So here's my plan. My plan as of right now is to stream Monday through Friday. Sometimes during the day, sometimes during the night. Sign up for my email list, follow me on Instagram, and I'll put out my schedule. The schedule, and it's funny because the schedule that I just put, I'm changing some of it. So I will hopefully be back maybe tomorrow night. I think I'm doing night day. I think I'm gonna rotate. So I was streaming last night, and then today I'm back to it. You know what I'm saying? So today I want to do something. I want to. I just put out a freestyle over Travis Scott and DJ Mustard parking lot. So what I would like to do today for this hour, for this time, is I would like to go line by line and break down and share what I was talking about in some of the in these raps. You know what I'm saying? I want to do this moving forward for every verse that I put out. And like I shared last night, there's a new album, Armond and Doc 2, that will be coming out like ASAP. We're literally waiting on one thing. We should be making the announcement next week, and then it's go time immediately. I'm not hanging on to this album. And I'll be doing a lot of breaking down of, lyrics there. So, in the midst of that, you know what I'm saying? The plan is to, put out some, break down some verses and some raps. You know what I mean? So, where we at? Okay. So let's play this record. Have y'all heard it? Let me know if y'all have heard it. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play the video. The verse is it's a minute and a half, 2 minutes, something like that. It was playing during the preview. I play it again, and then I'm gonna break it down line by line. I'm gonna try and get out of here by 2:00, so we'll see. All right. Let's try this again. Say, can y'all hear that? I don't know if y'all can hear that. Can y'all hear that? I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna see. Okay, y'all can hear it. Okay, cool. Shout out to Bill. What up, Bill? I gotta dang, how come I can't? Oh, that's why, because I have this down, right? Is that why I can't hear it? All right, hold on, let me see.
bottle. You driving culture forward, here's a pothole. This is for the apostles, the ones Pharisees label not so, the rebels who endeavor to let rock roll. What is affirmation?
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Turn me up a lot. You know what really grinds my gears? I hate when people text me, hey, or yo, and then nothing else.
All right. Y'all claiming to watch the party die. Please don't offend me. The same ones calling for his death were attendees. I don't need your perspective. I saw you with a bottle. You driving culture forward, here's a pothole. This is for the apostles, the ones Pharisees label not so, the rebels who endeavor to let rock roll. What is affirmation? Cause when I'm on the stage and the light is in my way, can't even see your faces. I live in America, everything's racist. God give me patience, I'm trying to build a spaceship. Wanna buy land for my babies and their grannies, but it's a slow build, like 7 minutes of fancy. I'm not a fan of your branding. It voids your statements, your truth is curated. It's all presentation, I hate it. I'm not quite sure if you're trying to prove a point. Should probably take a missions trip to Detroit, cause them African believers, they don't need it. They can cast out a couple of them demons you in deep with. You don't want to see God's glory, you want a photo op. You don't even know where you going, you just want to ride. I see a lot of people losing their faith, and these platforms posting up clips for engagement. I hope you praying as much as you speaking, and you get the same grace you extend when you need it. I be talking to believers that tend to get selected, cherry picking blessings based on what impresses them. This road is narrow, and plenty ways to travel. What you call freedom, for many is a battle. I be getting at y'all, but I ain't tripping at all. Your favorites really can't rap, there's nothing else to add on. Being empathetic can be a headache. I'm trying to discern my burdens from dead weight and keep my head straight.
And we're gonna set you up on the big man's shoulders, and then I'm coming up the top, and we're gonna watch you do a 360 flip. Think about it. Good for us, but bad for you.
Shout out to the parking lot freestyle. We filmed that video like 3 times. We filmed it, couldn't get it right. I filmed it by myself. I felt like I was on a time crunch. It was okay. And then we had like a little sliver of time. My nephew shoots a lot of my videos lately, and I just hit him up like, yo, hey nephew, meet me over here. And met literally one take. We did 2 shots. We did a vertical shot and a horizontal shot, and perfect. Came out great. So, all right, let's break these raps down line by line. That's what you're here for, is the raps, right? All right, let's break this down. So the first record, I'm sorry, let's go back. All right, let me see if y'all can hear me. Hold up. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, I can hear both at the same time. All right, bet. So, I lost my train of thought. Let's just start from
Mic. And then nothing else.
All right. Y'all claiming to watch the party die. Please don't offend me. The same ones calling for his death were attendees. Wait.
We gonna start line by line. I said, I want to know what y'all think. What does it mean to watch the party die? Give me some feedback. What does it mean to watch the party die? Let me check. I see y'all on Instagram. I see y'all on YouTube. And I see y'all on Facebook. What does it mean to watch the party die? In your opinion, there's no wrong answer, unless you mean like watching the party die means to like we ran out of pizza. You know what I'm saying? Give me some answers. Shout out to Instagram, everybody on Instagram. What's up with y'all, man? What does it mean? We'd love to know. All right, so Wolves Den said, watching the death of a culture. That's a pretty good answer. It's a pretty good answer. What else? What does it mean? I need an answer from Instagram. Somebody who is live on Instagram. What does it mean to watch the party die? What does it mean? I got some stuff to work on. So, essentially, Wolves Den is right. To watch the party die means the death of a culture. Let's look up the definition of culture because words mean things. So, culture, definition. All right. So, according to the dictionary, culture is the arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. The customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation, people, or other social group. Those are two pretty good definitions, I would say. Culture includes, this is AI. AI says that culture is the collection of behaviors, values, and beliefs that are shared within a group, such as a nation or religious group. It can also refer to the way of life for an entire society. Culture includes language, customs, beliefs about roles and relationships, ethics, institutions, manners, routines, arts, religion, and rituals. Culture is often attributed to or originated from a specific region or location. It's distinct from social structure and economic aspects of society, but it is connected to them. Culture can also refer to the growth of microorganisms. I'm not talking about that. So I think that's pretty spot on. Donnell, what's up, bro? Donnell says, when we're not concerned about the lives around us or just worrying about ourselves. Okay. Yep. That symbolizes, what that sounds like to me is that that associates what happens after the culture dies, what death creates an opportunity from, right? Nas infamously said, the same time as a man is being murdered, a baby is being born, the beginning and end, right? Right. It's that like fake deep stuff. But essentially what that says is death makes way for life. Okay. And I agree with that. I agree with that. Shout out to Christian. Christian says to go against the bad behavior we consider to be normal. I'm with you. Absolutely. So in that line, when I said, y'all talking about watch the party die, because what happened was Kendrick put out that record and everybody was like, the party's about to die. Why we're watching the party die. I said, are we? You know me. I have to see things in totality. Are we really watching the party die? In some ways, absolutely. I think we are seeing the challenge of systems, seeing the end of a charade we are all engaged in. I'm getting there, Wolves, absolutely. Because I want to talk about that engagement. Yes, we are seeing, behaviors that at one point were considered to be accepted, no longer being accepted. Misogyny, hyper-capitalism, things that are meaningless, things that once had value. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just talk, because it's Kendrick, he's specifically relating that to hip hop, one of the aspects of it. So many of the things that hip hop has been used to embody, money, cash, hoes, you know what I'm saying? Opulence, decadence, the haves and the have-nots, right? And there have been people who've been like challenging that for a long time throughout history. But I said, because I saw it collectively, and the reason why was because, not because of the statement, but I think it was who said it. So because at this point, Kendrick can do no wrong, I think people were like, yeah, like nobody's going to ever say anything bad about Kendrick. You better not ever say you're tired of Not Like Us. Because look at what happens when DJ Mustard plays it at a festival. Like, no, tired of the record. I don't need to hear the record ever again. It's okay. So when you get all this, like you get people who say the now popular thing, like saying that because Kendrick said it is now the popular thing to say. And a lot of people who are mimicking that don't even understand what that means. Because when you say watch something die, it dies, which means, to Donnell's point, something else has to come up and rise, and you have to be ready and prepared for what will rise from the ashes, what will come out of that. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people are, but I also think a lot of people are not. Because, don't offend me. So you're watching the party die, please don't offend me. Because the same ones calling for its death were attendees, right? So when I say attendees, in the next line, I said, I don't need your perspective. I saw you with a bottle. Not only were you at the party, you was sipping. You was at the party sipping Bacardi with your posse, right? The point that I was really trying to make in that is I believe that many people are on their Rollo Good love. And what I mean by that, shout out to the Boondocks, is that a lot of people who are calling for the death of the party also benefit off the fact that the party is going on. Because now you have something to crusade against. And you're not really trying to make a change. You just want to be the contrarian in that sense. I saw you with a bottle. You might as well be at the party. You know what I'm saying? You might as well be at the party. Let's get back to these raps, because I said I was trying to be out here by 2.
I don't need your perspective. I saw you with a bottle. You driving culture forward, here's a pothole. This is for the apostles.
Okay, yep. I said, same ones calling for his death were attendees. I don't need your perspective. I saw you with a bottle. Oh, you driving culture forward? Here's a pothole. I'm about to throw this in the middle of the road. And the things that you are directly benefiting, you are creating an economy off of the back of a culture that is harmful to many people. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really want it to go away because you're inherently benefiting. They're paying you to come and speak at these events. They're paying you, you're making money off of being the contrarian. But truth be told, you want to be at the party. You want to be there. You do. You taking pictures with the same guys who throw the parties. You want to collab. Or you want to have a debate on the internet somewhere just so you can flex your prowess and reveal to these other people that, you know, how right you are and how wrong they are. You know what I'm saying? This is for the apostles. I'm gonna run it back. Hold on.
Once Pharisees, here's a pothole. This is for the apostles. The ones Pharisees label not so. The rebels who endeavor to let rock roll.
Very simple. These are for the apostles. This is for the apostles. If you know anything, if you read your Bible and you understand the fivefold ministry gifts, apostles are here to set order. My favorite show, one of my favorite shows, is Bar Rescue. I love that show. It is, if you don't know what it is, it's basically this old white guy comes into these like bars and exposes how poorly the restaurant is ran. And he sets order. He yells at people, vein come out his neck. It's so funny because it's like, fam, it's really not that serious for you to be this upset. But also, like, the kitchens they're disgusting. Like, it tears mold and stuff, and we just eating the food. So I understand it, but it's still funny that he's like that angry. So it always comes back to, like, on some super nanny stuff. I'm showing my age. Like on some super nanny stuff, when like the focus would be on the kid's bad behavior, and as super nanny like got more into the weeds about where it came from and what it stemmed from, it was always like the parents having some sort of issue that they unknowingly projected on into their parenting and in turn onto their children. So the same way on Bar Rescue, the owner is almost always incompetent. Like either they're a softie and they get ran over, or they're, super strict and don't have poor management skills, or they're not good with money, or they have, like, there's always something, and it always deals with something at the top, and it just impacts. It shows up as a dirty kitchen. It shows up as bartenders who are lazy and don't know how to make drinks. Like, you know what I'm saying? So in the same way, an apostle sets order. He comes into an environment, a situation, and he establishes order. This goes here, this goes there. This is for the apostles. I'm writing this for people to come and set order, because the watching of the party die, I don't believe it. Please like this video if you're watching this. This is for the apostles, the ones Pharisees labeled not so. Because it's very easy to look at the landscape of culture, of Christianity, of pop culture, of, Black culture, of men culture, women culture, feminism, manosphere, red pill, like all these different spaces that like intertwine, and say, oh, those are the leaders. But we know God. God uses the foolish things to save the wise, or to shame the wise, right? So sometimes the person that you think ain't the leader is the leader, because they don't look like the leader. They don't position them. They're not trying to jump in front of every camera and take every interview and position themselves as a hey, look at me. Like, they just in the back doing the work quietly. And I think moving forward, we have to look at fruit, like who's doing the work. That's funny. Who's doing the work? You know what I'm saying? The ones Pharisees labeled not so. The ones that the Pharisees labeled not so are the rebels who endeavored to let rock roll, right? Rock and roll culture in its inception was rebellious to the status quo. So the rebels who endeavored to establish a culture that went against the Pharisaic system, the ones who are actually doing the work and are not doing it primarily to benefit personally. The ones who actually want to see the party die. And to Donnell's point, the ones who are ready. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Let's keep going.
What is affirmation? Because when I'm on the stage, roll. What is affirmation? Because when I'm on the stage and the light is in my way, can't even see your faces.
Very simple. Very simple. What is affirmation? So again, all these people that I'm talking about who, want this look, who want to look a certain way, they're looking for that affirmation, be it monetarily or, position themselves, power, like whatever, benefiting off of, again, harmful culture. What is affirmation? Because when I'm on the stage and the light is in my way, I can't even see your faces. So that is a double entendre. So what is affirmation? Because when I'm on the stage, if you're on the stage and you've ever had stage lights in your face, you can't really see in the crowd. So when I'm on the stage and the light is in my way, I can't even see your faces. I can't even see y'all on the ground. On the same token, when I'm looking at God, when my eyes are set on Jesus, when I'm on the stage, when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and the light is in my way, when my focus is on God, I can't even see your faces. I can't even see the crowd. So what is affirmation? Simple double entendre, nothing crazy. Let's keep going.
Live in America, everything live in America. The light is in my way, can't even see your faces. I live in America, everything's racist. God give me patience, I'm trying to build a spaceship. Wanna buy land for my babies and their grannies, but it's a
All right, hold on. Okay. I think that's very simple. I probably should have let that go. I live in America, everything's racist, right? All right, America founded, one of the core principles of America is racism. And I'm going to talk about that a little later, because I don't know if y'all seen those neo-Nazis that marched downtown Columbus over the weekend. I don't know if y'all seen that, but I'm going to use that to talk about some other stuff. God, give me patience. I'm trying to build a spaceship. I'm trying to get out of here. Want to buy land for my babies and their grannies, right? Very simple. Again, nothing crazy. But here's the bar. Let me run this back.
bill like wanna buy land for my babies and their grannies, but it's a slow bill like 7 minutes of fancy. I'm not a
Come on, man. All right, I'm being deep. Want to buy land for my babies and their grannies. But it's a slow build, like 7 minutes of fancy. All right, let me pull this up. One of my favorite songs in the history of the world is The Fancy. Is The Fancy. It's Fancy by The Dream. All right. That song is just about 7 minutes long. And if you listen to the song slowly builds up. It starts literally from a couple of notes and it crescendos at the end for literally 2 bars, 4 bars, and it just transitions into the other song. So what I'm saying is, I live in America. Everything's racist. This country is not built for a certain. I'm sorry. Let me come back. All right, my bad. So, I live in America. Everything's racist. This country is not built for people who look like me, even though it was built by people who look like me. God, give me patience. Okay? God, give me patience. I'm trying to build a spaceship. I'm trying to get out of here. I got to go somewhere far away from where I'm at. And I need the Lord to give me patience. I want to buy land for my babies and their grannies. So I want to, not only do I want to get a spaceship, I want to build a place that my children and my mother and my mother-in-law can frolic around and do their thing. My father as well, my father-in-law too, like everybody. I want to buy land for my babies and their grannies. But it's a slow build, like 7 minutes of fancy. Song takes 6 minutes to build, 7 minutes to build up. And then God, give me patience. So that's all. Just wordplay. Let's keep going. Y'all good? Y'all catching this? Are you guys enjoying this? Let me know.
fan of your branding. It slow build like 7 minutes of fancy. I'm not a fan of your branding. It voids your statements. Your truth is curated. It's all presentation. I hate it.
Okay. I'm not a fan of your branding. It voids your statements. Your truth is curated. It's all presentation. I hate it. Goes back to the other point about people benefiting off of the contrast, positioning themselves, using people's pain as places to directly benefit and monetize when really and position themselves as authority figures when really you can't be the authority figure. You can't. You don't have the structure. You are putting people in a place where they are bleeding and they are hurting and they're coming to you. I appreciate that Donnell. They're coming to you directly. Help me. Some Kevin Hart stuff. Help me. And you are taking that vulnerability and you are using it to justify and build your brand rather than actually helping people. Words and establishing yourself as a place. And I'm the guy that says words are a part of the battle, right? But from there, I got to put you in position to get the help that you need now that you've identified the problem. And I'm seeing that a lot. You know, your truth is curated. It's all presentation. I hate it. I see it. I hope you guys see it too. Like some of these people who are propped up in prominent spaces, they not the ones. Shout out to the bloodline. They not the ones. It sound good on a record. They not there. They don't necessarily, and in some cases they themselves are deceived. Like they don't even know. They really think like they're doing the right thing. It's like, nope. All right, let's keep going.
Not quite sure. All presentation, I hate it. I'm not quite sure if you're trying to prove a point. Should probably take a missions trip to Detroit, cause them African believers, they don't need it. They can cast out a couple of them demons you in deep with.
I'm gonna keep it real. And just for a heads up, this will not, I no longer save my lives on YouTube. Once this is private, once this is over, this video goes private, I will clip out a segment of this. And the full video on demand will be on my Patreon. But I'll clip out a segment and put that out later on today. I'm not quite sure if you're trying to prove a point. You should probably take a missions trip to Detroit. First of all, there's no shot to Detroit. Shout out to Detroit. Detroit in the last few years, I don't know if you guys have been there, but they have put a lot of money into that city. So this is not me dissing Detroit by no stretch of the imagination. I got folks up there. I got family up there. Nothing but love and respect for Detroit. However, there's some parts of Detroit. Detroit was a representation. It was a representation of many parts of America that are just bad, just not in good shape. They're not funded properly. And people are living in these spaces like they are extremely lower class. They're poor. And you don't really hear about people doing, I'm not saying they don't, but it's not sexy to do a quote unquote missions trip domestically. It's not. You know what is sexy? Africa, Mexico, internationally. And I'll never forget, I saw this, watching this video with this African Christian. And them African Christians, boy, they do not play. They don't play. Not for 1 second. And I saw this African Christian and they was like, yo, we want to come to America. We want to do a mission trip in America. And low key, we kind of need it. We kind of need it a little bit. So, not quite sure if you're trying to prove a point with all the truth that, all this truth and position yourselves. Even I hate it. I'm not quite sure if you're trying to prove a point. Should probably take a missions trip to Detroit because them African believers, they don't need it. They good. In fact, they can cast out a couple of them demons you in deep with. Like, don't go over there. Just, that's so American of us to like go to these places and just automatically assume that they need our charity. They don't. They don't. They have more faith than we do. They're more content than we are. So why? Why would we go over there and give them the gospel? Like, no, we should ask them for help. As a collective, we are in shambles. We are not doing well. That's my problem, man, because I'm gonna keep it real. I saw this picture of a missions trip, and it was like 10 people. It was a missions trip in Africa. It's actually where this line came from. I was on social media and I saw this picture like, oh, we had this successful missions trip, and it was a bunch of white people and it was one black person. And they had these videos of them holding these little black babies. And it's like, man, this like this missions culture, like America. And I just said it, like, yo, America we just really think that everybody needs our help, and they don't. And they don't. And I'm not saying that black churches don't go on missions trips. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is I hate missions trips culture. I do. I'm going to just say it. I hate the culture of it. I hate the thought of it. It just feels very like slimy and disingenuous under the surface. It does. If you can't tell, this is my fussing verse. I'm fussing. I'm fussing on this, man. Make sure y'all like this video if y'all are enjoying this. I'm almost done. Let's do a few more raps.
You don't want to see God's glory. You want a photo op.
We run that back. Hold up.
Believers, they don't need it. They can cast out a couple of them demons you in deep with. You don't want to see God's glory. You want a photo op. You don't even know where you going. You just want to ride.
I don't know if I got to break that down. You don't want to see God's glory. You just want to position yourself and present like you are carrying out the will of God. You don't even know where you're going. You just want to ride. He's like, I just want to be in the car. I just want to be present. I don't even know what's happening. And you want to be like in the front and essentially get credit. And you don't even know what's going on. You are trying to do the group project and you ain't doing no work. And you expecting to get an A the same way everybody else is. And you ain't did no work. You ain't showed up to no group sessions, no after school, no nothing. You ain't contributed to nothing. I'm fussing. It's cool.
I see a lot of people losing their want to ride. I see a lot of people losing their faith. And these platforms posting up clips for engagement. I hope you praying as much as you speaking. And you get the same grace you extend when you need it.
All right. So that was in direct response to, I believe it was JR, who was signed to a Cross Movement, right? Am I right? He recently shared that he was no longer a Christian. And he's not the first person to say this over the last few years, right? You know, again, like this is like Armond Wake Up Space. This is like deconstruction headquarters, right? So there's been a lot of talk about that, and many people struggling, not even struggling, but just wrestling with their beliefs and what they believe, how they see God, and like, you know, and all throughout the, you know, you have these platforms, these Christian platforms that like will post, they'll share the news, but the comments, you know, like it's very academics-esque, the way that it's shared in a way to drum up controversy and like start discourse, but not healthy discourse, because you want the clicks and views. And then people in the comments like are just really, really judgy, and I'm like, fam, I'm gonna talk about that when we talk about the neo-Nazi thing. Like, yo, there's no way that God gets glory out of you like being a butthole to people. like you being sarcastic and antagonizing people for their beliefs, antagonizing people for where they are in their walk with God. There's no way, like, you don't get brownie points off of that. I hope you don't. I hope you don't think you do. That's wild. It was something else I was going to say about that. And I lost my train of thought. I don't know. Am I the only one that's seen that? Am I tripping? I hope you praying just as much as you speaking. You twiddling your thumbs. You want to get your little bars off. And I hope you get the same grace you extend when you need it. So I hope that if you're being graceful, that in turn you receive grace. On the same token, I hope that if you are not being graceful, I hope you experience the lack of grace that you're extending to other people so you can understand what you're doing and how harmful it is and how it's not helpful. And I'm sure that JR and anybody else who was scrolling through and looking at that stuff, it's like, man, I'm not fooling with these people. Look at how they responding to me and where I'm at. It's a very vulnerable thing to say. I was nervous. Like, I'm still not, you know what I'm saying? Like, this feels, I put my heart and soul into this and I feel like it's not real. And I feel like I need to be responsible because in his full statement, he's very like, yo, he wasn't bashing anybody. He's like, yo, I'm not attacking the church, not attacking Christianity. Like, I still got people there who still believe that, this, that, and the third. But like, man, this just ain't jiving for me. And people was just like, I knew he was, you can't if you have a faith crisis, you're not a Christian. And this, that, I guess the Holy Spirit was never in him. And we can't be this obtuse. We can't be. But I guess maybe we can. Maybe we can, but we can't be. You know what I'm saying? I'm on record like, yo, if you don't have a crisis of faith, that's when I would question your salvation. Like, you always trust God? No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Or if you do, that just tells me you don't read your Bible because it's full of people who have faith crises all the time. It's full of them. Full of people mad at God, angry at God, confused, trying to figure out what he's doing. Angry with him. Want to walk away. Walk away. I'm fussing, y'all. Let's wrap this up.
Be talking to believers.
Oh,
The same grace you extend when you need it. I be talking to believers that tend to get selective, cherry picking blessings based on what impresses them. This road is narrow, and plenty ways to travel. What you call freedom for many is a battle.
That is just an extension of that statement. I be talking to believers that tend to get selective, cherry picking blessings based on what impresses them. Like, whatever's defined as a blessing in your mind is what you think it is. And if you don't see a particular situation being a blessing, then it's not a blessing because you don't think it's a blessing. I don't know about that one, big dog. That sounds very self-righteous to me. You know what I'm saying? I be talking to believers that tend to get selective, cherry picking blessings based on what impresses them. This road is narrow, many ways to travel. This road is narrow. Only one way to get to the Father, unless it's through God, right? Let's do Jesus, right? This road is narrow, but it's many ways to travel it. So I'm not disagreeing that the road is not narrow and this is the only way. It's a million stories to how some people took the scenic route, some people took the HOV lane, some people walked, some people ran, some people drove a car, some people drove a Corvette, some people drove a bus, some people drove a beat up point car, some people rode a bike, you know what I'm saying? Some people came with people, lost people along the, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's many ways to travel that narrow road. And so with that, what you call freedom, what freedom means to you, I think we have this very linear definition of what freedom in Christ means. And I hope that this time is making people realize that like freedom, I don't even think we've sniffed freedom yet. The totality of it. I think we've seen glimpses of it, but like to really see and understand and experience like the true measure of freedom, we ain't hit it yet. I remember being in church, and especially for men, like the culture of manhood in church was something that I wrestled with for a long time. So even something like corporate worship, I just don't do that. And I was made to believe that because I didn't do that, that was the only way to worship God in that space. You know what I'm saying? Never mind, quietly reflecting on God. Never mind, even just like the wrestle of, man, I feel uncomfortable in here. I'm more of a private person. I'm more introverted. It's not that this is bad. This is just not my thing. And that's okay. But it's lift your hands. Sing. What if I don't want to lift my hands? What if I don't want to sing? What if I don't like this song? But I want to worship God. And I've learned to worship God in my own way. Corporately, I'm not being a distraction. Ain't nobody thinking about me. And really, if you're worshiping, you shouldn't even be looking at me. You know what I'm saying? But I think we get these like glimpses of freedom culturally, as we talked about earlier. For some people, that means freedom. And that's cool. That's great. But that is not the only measure of freedom to worship God corporately in that space. And that's just one example of many. It could be how you dress. It could be what you listen to. It could be the conversations the people that the environments that you're in, the people that you befriend. It could be anything. The information and wisdom that you're privy to, your experiences, like freedom just looks vast. The peace that you have, your ability to exist in chaos, the things that you're not offended about, that you understand, that you empathize with. Like, we ain't even sniff freedom. Let me wrap up. Y'all good? Everybody good in here? Everybody straight?
A battle. I be getting at y'all, but I ain't tripping at all. Your favorites really can't rap. There's nothing else to add on.
All right. So there's my one little rapper shot. I'm gonna just say this very quick. I'm not even gonna harp on this. I hear like people say, yo, this rap, and this is more like in my Clock Radio speakers bag. That's where I'll call out names, but like, yo, rapper X is they're super dope. They're one of the greatest. They're underrated. They're this, that. And I'll be like, they're all right. They're all right. They're okay. I'm trying to hear it. It's not even me like trying to like cross my arms and be like, they don't rap as good as me. Because I'm trying to hear it. Even if I don't necessarily agree with it, I just want to understand. Like, oh yeah, that rapper is super dope. It's just really wordy. Like, I realized that the way that I always talk about like how white people love rappers who rap fast. Black people love wordy rappers. Like, if you say a bunch of words and you say it like rhythmically, like a lot of words, they're going to be like, oh, yeah. Yo, he's super nice. He's super nice. Like, I don't know. I just have a different measure of what like dope lyricism is. I do. I always thought Royce was a better rapper than Eminem, for example. I think Eminem does a great job putting words together, but Royce is a better MC than Eminem, for example. All right, it's literally the last line. I don't even know if I need to.
Being empathetic can be a headache. I'm trying to discern my burdens from dead weight and keep my head straight.
It's my favorite line. Being empathetic can be a headache. It's hard. It's hard to like, I feel like God has given me a gift a gift of empathy. I get a lot of that from my wife too. My wife is like super duper empathetic. And I feel like I was already empathetic before her, but she just like really pulled a greater sense of empathy out of me. So being empathetic can be a headache because that's not the norm. We turn people away. We kick them out. We judge them. We condemn them and convict them. You are this and you will never be anything more than this. But like being on the other side, like, yo, I can understand why he does that. I get why she does that, or why she believes that, or why he made that decision. I get it. Sometimes I wish I could be like, nah, that's wrong. And that's like, I mean, and sometimes I guess I do, but like being empathetic can be a headache. I'm trying to discern my burdens from dead weight. Trying to discern the difference between something that God has given me to shoulder and something that I need to let go. Because in many instances, they weigh exactly the same. And that's hard. That's hard to discern. It really is. And I just think that that's a continual process. Like, oh, that relationship, that wasn't somebody I was supposed to cut off. I was supposed to like stick it out and pause and, you know, go through this with them so we can get to the other side. Or, nah, you should probably leave that job. It's time. Maybe you should put that down and go to the next part of your journey. What is a burden and what is dead weight? I don't know. I would love to hear what you guys think the difference is. What's a burden and what's a dead weight? And how did you learn and experience that? Man, any other, just real quick, before I get out of here, because that's the whole freestyle. It's on YouTube. It's on Instagram. Number one, I would love to know any takeaways that you guys have. If you enjoyed it, if I was fussing too much, like whatever the feedback is, it's all good. And if you would like for me to do this again, I'm trying to get into this habit of streaming more often. So I will try to be back tomorrow. I think tomorrow night I'll have a little bit of space to discuss some things. And all hearts and minds clear. We good. Everybody good. I'm gonna let y'all get back to work. I got to wrap up a few things myself in the office, take a late lunch, and then, you know, go to my second job as a dad. God help me. I appreciate y'all, man. Again, this video on demand, this VOD will be on Patreon immediately. I will clip out a section of this and post it on YouTube in a few hours. Otherwise, you guys have a great rest of your day. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know where to find me, ArmondWakeUp.com, Instagram, Patreon, and we'll go from there. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day, man. Appreciate y'all.